There's that certain level of love that only a nonna can add.
And that's almost what I was alluding to. The secret recipe in the sauce is actually love.
100%. 100%.
Welcome back to the Bhavcast. Today we're on the road, baby. I'm here at Milano's Cafe with the son of the business, Sal Sollena, and comedian Lil Jough.
Bow.
Bow. Bow. Woo! I love how we all coordinated that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was beautiful. That was harmony. We should start a band.
Yes, sir. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
The Bow Band.
So, Sal, it's closing time here at Milano's Cafe. How does closing time make you feel?
Closing time. It just feels like another day in the life, my brother.
Yeah, but
this is what I do every day.
I know, but like, do you get like relief? Like, oh, the day's finally over. Do you get like sad, or like you're like, all right, gotta get back to it tomorrow?
That it's more of gotta get back to it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of that because I love it.
Yeah,
I love working. I love the hustle. I love the grind. So yeah, it's not really relief. I'm not watching the clock while I'm here waiting for closing time.
Of course.
It flies, bro.
Yeah,
it flies.
When you're grinding, it flies all day.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially when you love it.
And like we were like talking about like when to do this Bhavcast, and you're like, oh man, I work 10 to 10. You know what I mean? That's like, how do you keep your energy up when you're working all those hours?
I say I want to give it up to hitting the gym every day. Intermittent fasting. I fast every day. I think that helps with energy a lot.
I think so too.
And a lot of caffeine. Caffeine and nicotine, and that's about it. And the energy's consistent for sure. Maybe it's because I'm young. I don't know.
How old are you?
24.
Wow.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 30.
30. Okay. Nice.
Old ass guy over here.
Old man.
Yeah, you guys are young blood over
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir.
I love that. So tell me about like how Milano Cafe started, or how did your family get into it?
So I guess it goes all the way back to my grandfather, who is also Salvatore Sollena. That's who I was named after. So he moved over here from Italy, and I want to say he worked in pizzerias starting out, saved his money, opened up pizzerias, and what he would do is he would open up a pizzeria, get it doing good numbers, and then once it was doing good, the wheels were turning, he would bring over one of his family members from Italy and be like, here, this is your pizzeria.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Damn.
and then he would go open up another one, and he would just keep that process going. So over the time, he opened up a good amount of pizzerias that are in the area today. He started. And then, my father graduated high school. First thing he did was buy a pizzeria. And this is, I don't know, this might be like his 10th pizzeria maybe. So he just consistently grew. Like he started with a small one, then got a bigger one, and a bigger one, and a bigger one. And we've been here now. He bought Milano's probably like 17 years ago maybe, and the rest is history.
I love that. So so it's not really like he's not making like a family chain. He just like buying like a Milano's and then X pizza, Y pizza, and just kind of like putting his influence on that.
Correct. So that's essentially that's how it went. Is he would buy pizzerias that were already running.
Oh, I love that.
And make them better than what they were before. He's a stud at making pizza. He started making pizza when he was 10 years old. He couldn't even reach the pizza counter. He would stand on a box to reach the pizza counter. So he's a stud at making pizza. He can make really good pizza. So he basically would buy a pizzeria, make it better than what it was when he bought it.
Yeah.
And then go from there, save his money, and then buy another one.
So when did you start working at the Milano's? Or was this the first pizzeria you started working at?
This is, yeah.
Okay.
So I started working here when I was like 11.
Nice.
Yeah, I think when I was 11, I started washing dishes, which it was only like maybe maximum like 1, 2, maybe even 3 days a week.
Right.
It wasn't much. Then once I turned like 13 or 14, that's when I was consistently doing like 4 days a week. And then just as I got older, I started taking on more and more hours.
So what's your favorite thing to do at the shop?
My favorite thing to do, I guess, would be meeting new people. We probably get like, I don't know, we probably have a circulation of like 300 customers a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like I meet a lot of people, and like one of the beauties of it is that once these like I want to say like I guess like big businessmen come in here and they see me in here every single day.
Yeah.
Like I get some respect from them. So then like I get conversations out of these people and I can ask them questions and learn from these people who are successful.
Yeah.
And you know, it's so essentially meeting new people.
Oh hell yeah! But okay, give me one about like the food though, because I'm like a people person. I love that shit too. Like when we had that, like I had the Dairy Queen for like 16 years.
Okay.
So when the COVID happened, like, and I wasn't talking to anyone, I became like real like frustrated because I was like talking to like, I was in a mall, so like thousands of people each weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then it became nothing.
Right.
But like outside of that social aspect, because I feel like you and I are the same in the sense we're like people pleasers. Giving them food, letting them leave happy is like feels nice.
For sure, 100%. I would agree that I'm a people pleaser. Maybe to an extent where it's a bit detrimental at times.
Isn't it all for all of us?
For
Even
sure.
Comedians, it's the thing that kills us all.
Right, for sure. Like sometimes it's difficult to tell people like if they're doing something wrong, you know. But it's got its beauties to it as well. You know, you make people happy. You know, they want to be around you. You know, so that's a good thing for sure.
Which what's your favorite food product to make here?
Favorite product? I mean, I guess it's got to be pizza, right? You know, but we do it all. You know, that being said, we do homemade meatballs, homemade cutlets, homemade soup. So like, I wouldn't say we're your average pizza shop.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either because you guys also have ice cream.
Right. Yeah, we got it all. We got ice cream. We got coffee. Coffee's a fun thing to make, like doing like cappuccinos, you know, fancy stuff like that. That's cool to make. Pizza for sure. I don't know. Best favorite thing to make, I'm not sure. I guess it would come down to pizza.
Hell yeah.
You know?
So when did you start like working the dough? Can you do the whole thing with the fucking tossing it up in the air?
That's what I've been wondering. Like, do you actually make the pizza yourself?
No. So I actually have 2 pizza men that work consistently.
Pizza men, is that their official title?
I guess so. Yeah. Pizza men, which is a dying breed. You know, that we're on the topic. It's definitely a dying breed. There's not many legit pizza men out there. So like, if you see a lot of pizzerias, like, they're really cutting corners on how they make pizza, so that way they can get employees in that they could just teach how to make pizza. It's the way we make pizza is more of like something you need to be doing for years. It's like it's really an art. It's very difficult to work with the dough, make the dough every day. It's really difficult. It's not just getting good products and throwing them together.
Right.
You got to know what you're doing with the dough. Like it's sophisticated. It's serious.
No, I believe it. Like just like how like people that make like pretzels and shit like that, like
Right.
dough food. You know, it's like a croissants.
Right.
You know
It's an art.
Yeah.
It's an art. 100%. It's an art. I'm more. If I could put my position into words, I would say that I'm the face of the business.
Okay.
I have customers who like I don't have a day off right now, but when I did have a day off, I had customers who wouldn't come here on my day off. They came here to see me.
Oh,
Damn.
I love that.
Yeah. So I would say, if anything, I'm the face of the business. If I'm ever like in the back, I constantly hear like, "Yo, where's Sal at? Where's Sal at?" So I would say I'm the face of the business, the eyes and the ears. You know, make sure everything's running smooth, keep everybody playing nice.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. But the face of the business more than anything. You know, greet people with a smile, make people feel welcomed when they come here. You know, make people feel good, feel happy,
Yeah,
not
just
just
like a
with
home.
the food,
Right.
but you know, with how you treat them.
Wait, so how long have your pizza men been making pizza? This is the first time I ever heard about this profession.
Okay.
Same.
So one of our pizza men, his name is Francesco. He moved to America like 10 years ago.
Love that.
Yeah, he came from Sicily.
From the motherland of the pizza making.
Absolutely,
All right.
absolutely, the motherland, 100%. So he's sharp, bro. Like I guess if you grow up in Sicily, you know how to make pizza.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's how it goes. So he's probably been working with dough his whole life. You know.
So can he do
Hell
the
yeah.
toss and
He could do it all.
Okay,
He could
hell
do it
yeah.
all. He's
That's
sharp.
sexy.
He's sharp. Right. And then we had another guy who was predominantly working on the grill. And you know, whenever we had some free time, some downtime, we would bring him in and have him work on pizza.
Yeah.
And then after so much time of him practicing and learning, he's now a pizza man as well. So I want to say Francesco's been making pizza for at least 20 years.
Damn.
Yeah. And then David's been making pizza for probably like the past like 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still a full ass college degree right there.
Yeah,
You know
pretty
what I mean?
much.
5
Pretty
years.
much. Yeah, exactly.
Now, every person that goes to a pizza shop, they always want to know about the secret sauce. I don't want to know what's in the secret sauce,
Right.
obviously, but tell me about the secret sauce.
The secret sauce. The secret sauce we cannot disclose.
Hence secret.
Hence secret. The secret sauce. It's homemade sauce. It's got to start. It's got to start from grandmom. Grandmom started making sauce. And listen, can any of us make the sauce as good as grandma? We call her nonna, not grandma. But
what is
that's
it?
Nonna.
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 Does that mean grandma in Italian?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Nonna.
So
Nonna.
everything. I would say majority of our recipes all come from Nonna.
Oh, I love that.
Now listen, when Nonna makes it, it's gonna be serious. You
Yeah.
know, there's that certain level of love that only a Nonna can add.
And that's almost what I was alluding to. The secret recipe in the sauce is actually love.
100%. 100%. Listen, it's funny, but it's real.
It's true.
It's real. Listen, a lot of these places, they're there to collect money and get their money and get paid, and they don't really care about what they're putting out. And, I would say it's a funny thing with the way that food has gone in America. A lot of people have been accustomed to food that's not very good.
Yeah.
So a lot of these places can get away with putting out a product that's not that good. Here, the big difference is we really care about the product that we're putting out.
Yeah.
And listen, the money that we get from it, obviously it's a business, it helps us keep us running and pay our bills. But we care about the product that we put out, so it is all made with love. It's funny, but it's a real thing,
it is,
man.
It is.
When you care about your product, it shows,
No, I mean, at Dairy Queen, like, I feel like, people liked when I made their ice cream the most. Right. Then it was like maybe my mom, but my dad would always fall at the very end. And I always tell customers, like, he's old and tired.
Right.
They'll like literally be like, oh, I don't want that guy to make it. I'll be like, that's my dad. Okay? Ease up.
Right.
He doesn't get a day off. Okay.
Right.
I'll make you a goddamn ice cream and put some love in it. But
Right.
I totally got it. So would you ever? Is Nanu or Nana?
Nonna.
Is she?
Nanu.
Is she still alive?
Yes.
So
Yep.
would you ever have like a day where she just comes in and you just charge double that day?
So Nonna works every Saturday and Sunday.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, and Friday as well. I'm sorry. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's fire.
She's a G. She's a gangster. So I don't know how old she is off the top of my head. She's 70 something.
Right.
And she moves better than most people half her age.
Dude, these grandparents from their own respective motherlands, I don't know
Right.
what the fuck they're doing, but my grandma too. She moves really good.
Right. They're different, bro. They're different. The American people, not to like put shame on anybody, but like these people from the motherlands, they're different, bro. They're built different. So she's here every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. She predominantly works in the kitchen, doing like pastas, salads, stuff like that. Whenever she's here, she preps all the homemade lasagna.
Yeah.
She helps with pretty much anything that's homemade. The soup, the lasagna, the meatballs, the cutlets. So that's all coming from her. It's serious.
that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I got
It's
a question.
awesome.
Does she do the Milano cookies too?
No.
Bro,
She
those
doesn't, but they're
Milano
dangerous,
cookies
right?
are something serious.
Yeah,
though.
Milano cookies. Come get some Milano cookies. You will not regret it. You will be addicted. They're so good.
Wait, do you have any here?
I believe so.
Okay, at the end, because I'm the candy man.
Okay.
And I will love a Milano.
Say
cake.
less. Say
Yeah.
less.
It's
Cool.
way better than Pepperidge Farm. Okay.
Oh, the
100%.
pepper-
100%.
Well, I was almost curious. Like, so if your dad had inherited this, do you know where the name of Milano's Cafe came from?
So, honestly, to tell you the truth, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. The guy who owned it before us, his name's Dominic. So this business goes back like 45 years ago. It opened.
Yeah,
Jeez.
on the Instagram it says 30 years.
Right.
give me
Which
some
I think that downplays. I think it's like 45.
Okay, cool. Yeah, give me some history there,
Yeah.
Sal.
So when Milano Pizza opened, which I believe Dominic opened it, or maybe he bought into the ownership, a few years down the line. But when Milano's was built, it was literally just farmland and then Milano's.
Oh, I
that
love
was
that.
it. That was it. So like this was the only pizza shop. This is the OG pizza shop around here. So it really had a loyal fan base. You know, anybody who's from Williamstown, they know Milano Pizza, 100%. So OG spot, like I said. So, you know, I want to say, as my dad was taking his stepping stones, you know, when he caught word that Milano's was for sale, he was like, oh yeah, I'm all over that, because it's a good spot, it's a good location, loyal fan base. And you know, I'm not going to talk any trash on how the pizza was before we came, but our pizza's better.
Oh, I believe that.
Our pizza's better for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I mean, from the sounds of it, you guys are all authentic Italian people. There's no reason why your pizza shouldn't be great.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
it's like when people ask me, like, do you go out to eat Indian food? And I'm like, no, because I have an Indian mom. Why would I go
Facts.
For sure
anywhere? I could just go home.
100%. 100%. Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And
which I'm going to have to stop over for dinner sometime.
we would love to have you.
Nice. I just had some Indian food for the first time the other day. I had, I might be butchering this, but it was like biryani.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really whitewashed too, so like,
Right, okay.
biryani, maybe.
Right. Bro.
Say it with the head bobble. It makes sense.
The head bobble, so accurate. That's awesome. Where'd the head bobble come from?
You know, I think it's just easier. Like, if someone's ask me a simple yes or no question.
Are you Indian? So good. I love it.
So I don't know if it's like a yes, no, I don't know. I just think one day someone was like, I don't.
I actually have an Indian driver, and he does it all the time. And like you just mentioned it, and I'm like, wow, that's a real thing. I'm thinking about him, and he does it all the time.
Yeah, I never realized that either.
Yeah.
Like, I've
This is
seen
another
that.
one he does. Like, I feel like when he doesn't want to do something, I don't know if this is accurate or if it's just him, but he goes like this.
Oh yeah. Like,
All the time, bro. All the time.
it's like a sound also. Like, oh.
Right. 100%. So you are Indian.
Oh yeah, I'm 100%. You know, both of my parents are Patels. If you do my 23andMe, it comes back Patel.
Nice.
Yeah, not 1 ounce of other blood in this body.
Okay. So were you raised Hindu?
Yeah, so I was raised Hindu, and then and my parents are still Hindu.
Okay.
But you know, somewhere down in life, you know, I was like, okay, what it really is Hinduism is very complicated to a child.
Okay.
So you don't really believe it as a child. You're like, what are all these make-believe creatures, blah, blah, blah. And then you grow old and you kind of see the lessons they teach. But, like, Christianity, you have Jesus, who's a human. So that's kind of like, for a kid, that's like easy to...
For sure.
You know what I mean? But now I would say, like, I'm not religious. I'm practical. But I can understand why people look to religion.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For stories and guidance and ethics. But... you're not really going to catch me like in a church or anything just because I don't really have the time for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes I feel like the most extreme religious people are also the most corrupt.
I agree.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. So then
I
it's
agree.
like I'd rather just be like this guy who's hanging and banging and not really hurting anybody and making people laugh.
Right.
There's no like, oh, what religion? Like, you know, it doesn't really matter to me.
Right. So
but-
were you raised having to do a lot of Hindu practices?
Yeah, so like every day my mom would like make me do like the mantra at like the thing. But actually no, like occasionally we'd go to the temple, but they weren't like really forceful on me doing it.
Okay.
I guess our big practice was like become a doctor. And
That's awesome.
and I didn't
That's their religion.
Yeah,
Medicine.
and I didn't make it, so But you know, religion is I mean, to each their own, right? As long as it doesn't interrupt what you do. You know
For sure,
what I mean? I
for
heard
sure.
that you recently switched to Islam.
I did.
And
I did.
how you liking that?
Dude, I'll tell you what, when you take your Shahada, which is basically you officially reverting to Islam, everyone tells you, so like I took my Shahada in the mosque.
Sure.
And every single person in the mosque, which is like, dude, it was like 100 people, they're all coming up to you and they're like, this is the best day of your life. You are so lucky. And they're so right. They're so right. It really was the best day of my life. Like, my life has only gotten better. I feel as if I've grown to become a better person since I've reverted. I think I've just been a better person, a better father, a better husband. I appreciate life more.
Yeah, because it's like it's asking you to live in the light.
Right.
rather than just be a degenerate out there.
For sure.
What was the reason that you wanted to convert?
So I'll tell you what, I'm very much a philosophical person. Philosophical person. That's a difficult
Hey,
word.
we're all
I would've
sons of
never got that
foreigners,
out.
okay?
Right,
It's okay.
right.
English is not our first language.
Right. So I always been into philosophy and religion. Even I'll tell you what, like there was a few years where I was atheist, and even philosophy at that point was still interesting to me. I always enjoyed it. I always liked it. I would say my spiritual journey kind of began during quarantine, where I was like, I asked myself, I was like, the spiritual journey truly started with me asking, like, do I love myself? And I was like, sure, I like myself. I'm happy. I'm not a unhappy person.
Right.
I don't have any bad thoughts, but do I love myself? And I was like, well, let me try and figure that out.
Well, what was the answer for that when you thought about it for back then? Was it yes or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So I actually just first went to Google and Googled how to love yourself.
Oh, I love that.
Right. And my thought process behind it was like, if I can figure out how to love myself, that would probably answer like all my questions of life and help me become a very successful person. So then I Googled books on how to love yourself, which were basically just self-help books. Yeah. So it started with that. And I just started reading like spiritual books. So like it started with a book called The Book of Awakening.
Okay.
Which was written by like a guy on his deathbed. And it basically it was like 1 page a day. And just gave you like simple practices on stuff to think about, and simple stuff like close your eyes and imagine XYZ and stuff like that. So it started there, and then I would say my spiritual journey started in, I would say, first like a hippie kind of way.
Okay.
So energy, chakras, stuff like that. And I actually studied a lot of Hindu people at the time. That really started it. I never really became Hindu, but I listened and practiced a lot of stuff.
I don't think I don't think you can become Hindu. I think Hinduism is one of those things you have to be born into.
Okay.
But I could be speaking wrong. I grew up
I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
I'm not sure either.
We don't know anything about religion here on this podcast.
Right. Listen, anything I could be saying could be wrong,
Except when it comes to pizza.
Right. Unless it's about pizza. What I could be saying could be wrong.
Yeah.
But
if it ain't about dough, he might not know. Bow.
And it started out hippie-like, and through hippie-like, I kind of ended up going back to Christianity, which is what I was raised on.
Okay.
And there was a couple things about Christianity that didn't sit right with me. I feel like when I was reading the Bible, I didn't necessarily love Jesus the way that Christians viewed Jesus. And there was things that I didn't like about it, like the fact that Christians believed that Jesus was God. And that didn't sit right with me. I was like, well, how is he God?
Right.
He's a person.
Yeah.
How is a person God? How is he the Son of God and God? How's this work? And which is funny enough, because if you read enough of the Bible, not to make this all about religion.
No.
But when you read the Bible, Jesus never says that he's God.
Right.
And he calls out to God, and he talks to God, and he praises God and worships God, and he even says worship one God, only one God.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't say worship me.
Yeah.
He says worship God. So it didn't sit right with me, but I still practiced Christianity as much as I could. A lot of things got really blurry in Christianity. Like over the years, it got very watered down. And that was another thing I wasn't a fan of. That was my biggest turning point, is how watered down it got. To the sense where, like, if you read the Bible, it would tell you don't get tattoos. But if you look at, like, Christian scholars, can you get tattoos? And they would be like, they would find a way to justify it. And I was like, can you or can you not?
Yeah.
The Bible says you can't, but Christian scholars say that you can.
Like, why is there so many loopholes?
Right. Why are we justifying things that it says you can't do? Why are they saying that you can do it?
Right.
And I started studying Islam, and 95% of Islam and Christianity are the same thing. But the 5% that was different just made everything make sense to me.
Interesting.
It was the things that I didn't like about Christianity is what I ended up liking in Islam.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so, after studying it for probably like maybe over a year, I called one of my buddies who's Muslim, and I was like, yo, I'm really looking into Islam. Can you just shed some light on me, answer some questions for me? So he called me. We talked on the phone for hours, and he was like, dude, come to the mosque this Friday. And he's like, and in the meantime, like, try praying 5 times a day, the way that Muslims pray. So I did it, and I went to the mosque, and after one time in the mosque, I reverted.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And the rest is history. It's been awesome. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Are you like praying 5 times a day, like every day?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It's difficult when you're running a business.
And I believe it is.
When you're working 100 hours a week, it's difficult to find the time, but I find the time.
Yeah. Which way is Mecca?
This way.
Love that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Damn,
That's cool that
100
you
hours
knew
a
about
week.
Mecca. Yeah. So right now I'm working about 105 hours a week. Typically after I'm done here, I'll go DoorDash for like 5 hours.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, okay. Let's
You're nuts.
let's take this back a notch. Where do you get this hustler mentality? Because I assume Milano does fine to sustain, the lifestyle. But then you also have like a window washing businesses, you sling t-shirts, and now I didn't even know about DoorDash.
Right.
So where does this whole mentality come from? Or what are you afraid of that you're going to, like, are you afraid that you're going to run out of money one day? Because I know like Indian parents always put that in your soul, like, oh, we have no money. And I'm like thinking, Mom, after 16 years, how do we have no money?
Right.
We have no employees, it's just me. You're
Right. So,
so I'm curious.
I think, I guess this is elaborate. I'm going to speak on this for a minute.
Yeah.
So I think, it kind of starts with working at a young age. When you're young, you can't stand it.
Right.
But then you get older and you realized how much it helped you working from a young age. It builds something in you. Not to talk down on anybody, but like after I graduated high school and I'm working all these hours a week and I see some kids that I went to high school with, and the thought of working to them stresses them out so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if I didn't work my whole life, I'd probably be so stressed out about work too.
Yeah.
And in the opposite, I actually love work, I feel like I need to be doing things all day that require thought and energy put into it, and there needs to be some kind of struggle involved for me to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Relaxing, I don't enjoy it. I get very bored. I need to be moving. I need to be doing something. I need to be problem solving more than anything. Problem solving. I feel like one of the biggest things in life is struggling and learning through the struggle.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really like one of the biggest purposes in life. So that, working young, point number 1. Point number 2, I guess being raised by my dad, who was putting in countless hours like I am. And every other kid's dad would show up to all the baseball games and stuff like that. And my dad could only make it to, let's say 20% of the things. But when he pulled up, he carried a different energy with him than the other dads did. Like I feel like he was the kind of guy, like when he pulled up, everybody was looking.
Who's
like
this guy?
right. Who is this guy? And something about that is very attractive. You see that and you're like, I want that same effect on people. Not to mention, not that I'm putting a praise on material things, but like when you see everybody else's dad pull up in a Ford Explorer or a Toyota Camry and my dad's pulling up in supercars, it's like that's a good feeling from being a kid, and you're like, that's my dad. That's my dad. He pulled up in that car, he's dressed like that, like it felt good, and I want to put that same effect on people.
I got that.
So point number 2 is being raised by my dad. I would say that point number 3 sounds silly, and I don't want to say I worship these people in any kind of way, because I don't worship them, but I learned a lot from them. Dude, you watch some of these guys on YouTube like Andrew Tate and stuff, and it's like they say a lot of good things. I feel like they help the world, you know. I feel like the world is moving in a negative way in a lot of ways. And these people who instill these values of work hard, struggle, suffer, you know, that way you can help the less fortunate people.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, over the material things, the best part about working hard and achieving a lot from it and having money from working hard is when you see somebody else doing bad, you can help them.
Of course.
You know, you can donate that extra few bucks here and there, and it doesn't hurt to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and you can sleep better at nighttime after you do that kind of stuff. So I would say that's probably 3 of the biggest points. You know, if I could probably take up the whole podcast talking about, but that's the 3 biggest points.
I get that, because, you know, I think partially comes from like having immigrant parents. They come to this country. Nothing is like, they're not like 4 or 5 generations deep. So they have to also work very hard. They make their kids work hard with them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like even when you're talking about like leisure activity, right? Like like since I started the Bhavcast, I don't really leisure, right?
Right.
My girlfriend left me. So then I was like, I don't need to leisure anymore. You know,
Right.
this is what I'm leisuring on.
Right.
And so last weekend, I was like, my one buddy Dorman was like, oh, like we have some chicks coming over. You want to come hang by the pool? And I remember like I did chores like from like 9 a.m. to like 3. I went to the gym and shit. And then like at 5, I show up at this pool and I'm like, oh, like this is what people feel like.
Right.
This is hot girl activities. I was like, wow.
Right. But let me ask you, did it feel good, or when you were there where you were like, I could be editing a video right now?
No, because look, so I'm someone that will like work too hard and then give myself like 4 hours of reward.
Right.
So that one felt justified, but like I don't like ever just hang out on a Sunday just hanging. You know what I mean? Like like this Sunday I'm gonna edit both of y'all's episodes. So it's like I felt like that one, and we were also like my buddy Dorman was like, hey man, why don't you try getting some girls today? So also we were doing something productive there.
Right. I hear you.
That's the challenge of the day.
The challenge. Right. There
There's
you
some
go.
struggle in there.
So tell me about this window washing business, because I love power tools.
Okay. So, funny enough, no power tools involved. All right.
What? No, like.
Nope. So so the window cleaning business. Basically, so you know, look at Milano's. The business was already created without me. You know, I'm just a part of the moving pieces that make it work. So I figured, you know, in life, I'm probably going to start multiple businesses. Okay. You know, that's the goal, to start multiple businesses. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So I wasn't necessarily looking for my $1 million idea.
Right.
But it was really more of like experience. I need to just start a business now so I know what it feels like to hire people and get a business started from zero, from nothing. So that was the idea behind it. So I talked with my buddy, who is pretty much my business partner and everything. And I actually came to him with an idea of, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to knock doors and we're going to offer a car wash on the spot. So we're going to knock the door and try to sell them on a car wash right there. We'll wash your car right now.
Okay.
And he was like, I really like the idea. He's like, but it's too low ticket. You know, we're not getting paid enough to wash a car.
Okay.
So he was like, I seen this guy on YouTube who does window cleaning, and it pays big.
Okay.
You know, you can charge a lot for window cleaning. And the startup cost is super minimal. So what we did is we got like an extended squeegee. We got a bucket and we got soap. Business is started. You know, we have it.
I love that.
So it was super cheap. It was like $100 to start a business.
Yeah.
So we bought the supplies. I had a buddy of mine who's a hard worker. He's a hustler. So I hit him up and I was like, yo, I got an opportunity for you. You know, I'm going to train you how to sell people on getting their windows cleaned. So basically I brought this kid in and I used to knock doors.
Okay.
I used to be a solicitor. So I taught him how to knock doors and how to sell somebody on the spot. I basically gave him, you know, a whole sales course over a few weeks. So our first day out, we go out and knock doors. I go do it with them. I knock some doors first to shadow. Cops got called pretty quickly. The cops were not happy that we were knocking doors. So we ended up going to a different town. And basically the business took off and did really well right away.
Hell yeah.
So we were knocking doors, a few more run-ins with the cops. We had one window cleaner and we had one guy who was selling
Wait,
the
why
job.
do the cops not like this? I don't understand.
So you need some kind of license to knock doors.
I see.
We didn't have that license.
Okay.
So yeah, so they weren't happy about
Oh, yeah,
it,
fair
and
enough.
basically they were nice enough to give us a warning and say next time we come out, you're getting a fine on the spot. So basically through that and a few other problems that we ran into, we basically realized that we can't knock doors. So what we did next is we went to Facebook and we joined every town's talk page, Williamstown talk page, Washington Township talk page, and we just threw out ads. Hey, we're window cleaning. Give me a call for a quote. And it exploded. It blew
People
up.
want their windows cleaned
People-
that bad?
I didn't even know that people get their windows cleaned, bro. I didn't even know it was a thing, but apparently it is. Yep. So
Okay.
so it blew up after we did that, and basically since then we've just been marketing online. We've sent out some flyers, but basically the whole gist of it is that it's super cheap to start. It's super easy to do. That being said, it's not very easy to clean windows itself. It's actually pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But the kid that we have is a hustler, and he ain't stopping until the windows are perfect.
Love that.
Right. And it was easy to start, cheap to start. So that's why we went with that. And
love
the
that.
rest is history.
So
Oh.
like what's the process of actually like properly cleaning a window?
Right. So
Yeah, we need to know.
right. So our extended squeegee has a scrubber on one side and a squeegee on the other side.
Okay.
So it's as simple as some soap, some water. You can even throw a little vinegar in the mix. And you hit the window with the sponge, the scrubby side, and then you have to squeegee it, but the squeegee process is really meticulous.
Yes, this is what we need to know.
Right. So if you don't do it correctly, like the windows look worse than when it started.
Right.
So you have to I wouldn't know how to describe it in words, but it's extremely difficult.
Want to give it to us in sounds, maybe?
Good. So yeah.
That was good.
So it's difficult. I don't know how to describe it, but it's difficult. It's not easy. There's an art to
Yeah.
it, definitely. But you got to have different size squeegees. In some windows, there's no squeegee small enough, no squeegee big enough, and it's
I know because when I take my car to like the gas station,
Right.
and then I clean my window, I can never get the fucking squeegee part, and then I just turn on the windshield wipers. I was like, you know what? Let the car do it.
Right. Well, hit up Brothers Window Cleaning, and we'll take care of it for you.
I will. No, that's so cool. And then you're also slinging shirts. Tell me where
Yes.
this came from.
So, shirts. This started from I was on YouTube, watching one of those entrepreneur, millionaire young guys, and somebody approached him and said, "How do I make money? How do I make a lot of money?" And the guy basically just said, "Yo, dummy, it's election year. Sell political stuff." And I was like, "Well, that's pretty simple." So I kind of just
Wow.
picked up the idea, right, bow. And I kind of just picked up the idea. It's not just that it's election year and to sell political stuff because it's election year, but the idea is follow trends, see what's going on in the world and follow the trends, that's what's going to sell.
Yeah.
So will it be such a long-term business? No. But for that year, it'll put some money in your pocket,
Hell
you know? So it's election year, so we sold Trump shirts, and now I'm about to go buy a supercar off the shirts that I'm selling. You know what I'm saying?
That. And how do you do all your trend research? Because, before you're like, oh, I do a lot with marketing and all that. So, like, where are you finding all, like, your research for this new age social media nonsense?
Right. So that's basically it, is social media.
Okay.
You got to stay on social media. Look what people are into. Look what people are wearing. Look where people are going. See what events are happening. Like, for example, we just had the eclipse.
Oh, my bad.
All good, brother. We just had the eclipse.
Yeah.
If you're a smart guy, you would buy a bunch of those eclipse glasses and sell them a few months leading up to it, because there's not going to be another eclipse for how long, you know? So that's basically, how you keep up with the trends, read the news, look into the news. It's not fun, to look into the news, and
I
the
know.
news sucks, but you'll pick up your trends.
Yeah.
You know?
I wanted to say, but Sal, young kids like me can't read. But then you two are both younger than me. So I guess y'all can read, goddamn it. I'm just an idiot.
No.
God, I just know numbers. I don't know how to read. So, okay, like, explain to me how this collab happened now. Because, like, you're into comedy. You know what I mean? Obviously, now this is how we're hooking up. You know what I mean? I don't live in Jersey.
Pause. No.
Hey, no Diddy. So how did you and you and Lil Jough are friends from childhood?
Yeah, so,
Pretty
I don't know,
much.
when did we meet? 5th grade?
I moved to Deffer in 2nd grade.
Okay,
and,
so we probably met in 2nd grade.
Yeah, like second, 3rd grade, we really started like actually becoming like friends in school and stuff like that. And and then I moved away, and then like we went to the same high school, GCIT, and that's when we like rekindled and like started see each other again. And then we'd always just been cool.
Right.
We've always been like very civil,
Chilling.
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 That's what we said. We're always just chilling.
Whenever we see each other, chilling.
Chilling.
How you been, Joe? Chilling.
I love that. I love that. So when Lil Joe started doing comedy, what was your reaction to that?
Right, so let's go back even further.
Yeah, take me.
Is basically, which, listen, I'm sure what I'm about to say, I'm sure a million people could probably relate to this. I'm not saying that I'm special for this.
Right.
But, growing up, people always told me, at least my closest friends, they were like, dude, you should do stand-up comedy. How many people, a lot of people tell people that.
Yeah.
A lot of people get told that. So, I've always thought about it because of that. And I've always been into comedy. And I actually had one of my friends tell me, like, yo, keep it on the hush. Lil Joe's starting to do stand-up comedy.
Oh,
but, like,
love
keep it on
that.
the hush. We ain't telling the boys yet. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. If there's anything that's made for Lil Joe, it's stand-up comedy. Like, every time I see Lil Joe, he's cracking jokes with everybody.
Yeah. And he's
like,
really funny. He's a great writer.
100%. He kills. So, basically, I heard that, and I was like, dude, that's fantastic. And then I start seeing Instagram posts of him doing the stand-up comedy. I'm like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
This is real. This is cool.
I love that.
So you've been in the comedy world, so comedians, it seems like they're a dime a dozen. When you're not in the comedy world, you don't see stand-up comedians that much, except for the big guys,
Yeah.
So, like, when you see Lil Joe doing it, it's like, oh, wow, bow, he's doing it.
Yes.
He's doing it. So, dude, it wasn't even like some big master plan when I seen that he was doing stand-up comedy. I just seen that he was doing it, and I was like, okay, well, we have a space here. I was like, why not hit him up and see if we can get a little event going here? So I hit him up, and I was like, yo, why don't we do, a comedy show? And he's like, oh, I'm all about it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, 100%.
Right,
love
right.
that.
So he jumped on the opportunity pretty quick. He was like, yeah, let's talk ASAP. So he came into the shop. And, bro, we literally just got a pen and paper, and we were like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to invite people. This is how we're going to market it. And we had no experience of marketing or doing
Hosting
a show.
anything.
Right. Nothing.
Yeah.
So we were like, yeah, let's just wing it. Let's give it a shot. And, I was thinking 15, 20 people show up. Like, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. So comes time for the show, like 115 people show up, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
we're on to something here.
unbelievable, bro.
Yeah. So, like, leading up to it, like, I would hit up Lil Joe, and I'd be like, yo, I'm nervous at how this is going to turn out. Like, imagine nobody shows up.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, I'm nervous, too. So then, like, we started adding up numbers of, like, everyone that he knew for sure was coming and everyone that I knew for sure that was coming. And when we added up the numbers, we were like, okay, we might have something decent here.
Yeah.
We were like, it seems like if even half those people show up, we'll have a good turnout. And then it ended up being like way more than what we expected to show up showed up. And it was a banger, bro. It was a banger.
I think they've all been a banger from what's the
100%.
looks of it. I mean, I
100%.
probably did like the 5th one, and I mean, that was a banger. The whole crowd was fucking rowdy as shit.
Right.
There wasn't even really room in here for me to fucking even walk around.
Right.
And
Oh, yeah, we've been really blessed with the audience turnout so far. Like, we had no intentions of having people behind the cafe bar and all that stuff. Like we were like, oh, we have chairs, we just fill it all out and that's all we can fit. Nah, the boys are back there, they're all like sardines back there, bro. Everybody brought an extra person too. We were like, holy crap. We thought we had like 50, 60 people when we added up those numbers, and it turned out to be like well over 100.
Yeah.
Right.
And, yeah, dude. Like, and every single show after that just been getting better and better and better.
And the quality of the crowd is great too. It's like they all are here to have fun. No one has like a tight butthole. You know,
Right,
like,
right.
I mean, I do some racist shit. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah!"
Right.
Even Beaver had one lady.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Remember that?
Yeah, that was bad.
She
That was
was-
bad.
That was crazy, bro.
Yeah. So, crazy thing. That was my mother.
Oh,
That was my
I
mother.
knew it was someone's mom.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. That
I didn't
was my
want to
mother.
say it. I didn't want to out
Yeah,
you, but
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
So like after the show, like she was like, was that not good that I did that? And I was like, yeah, you can't do
You
that.
can't do
that's
that.
that's something you can't do. Like that's a rule of comedy. You cannot heckle. And she was heckling. She got a little too drunk and she was heckling. It was pretty bad. But thankfully the comedians were really cool.
Yeah.
And nobody,
Yeah.
you know, they had every right to be like, yo, get this lady the
Yeah.
F out of here.
Yeah.
But everybody played it cool.
Yeah,
you know?
Michael Beavers. Shout out Michael Beavers.
Yeah,
He
shout-
handled that situation perfectly,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
he
for
just,
sure.
He just kept going with it. He was playing around with her, bro. He
Right.
turned into a huge other like callback. I was like, that was like a pro level
Yeah.
of what he did that
I
night.
agree. I
And,
agree.
Yeah, bro. It was fire. It was fire.
Props to Logan too.
Yeah.
Props to Logan too, because she heckled him real bad,
Yeah.
and Logan.
Oh, yeah.
And he did a good job at making jokes out of it. It all worked out,
Yeah.
thankfully.
Honestly, I always say the mother of the son, they can do whatever they want. You know, like one day when I have my own show, if my mom wants to do whatever, I'm like, you know what? You birthed this thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
all you.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's your
For sure.
fault, actually.
Right. Nah, that's how it goes for sure. Funny thing, not to bring it back to
Yeah,
religion.
no, go
but
ahead.
The Islam way. Somebody asked listen, I might be butchering this a little bit. Somebody asked the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Somebody asked him, who's the most important person in life?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, the first person is your mother.
Yeah.
The second person is your mother. The third person is your mother. The fourth person is your mother. And the fifth person is your father.
Oh.
So Islam really praises that you have to take care of your mother.
Yeah.
Your mother is the most important person.
Nah, dude. I mean, my mom has always been hard on me my whole life, and it hasn't been until recent where I was like, damn, everything this woman has said has been the truth.
Right.
About friends, girlfriends, work. Like, how did she know? She grew up in a village. What the hell?
Right,
you know,
right.
she didn't have internet. God damn.
Dude, isn't that crazy though? Sometimes like I wonder how our elders, like our parents, are so smart. I'm like, how are you this smart without the internet? Like I probably wouldn't be half the person I am,
Yeah.
half as smart as I am if I didn't have the internet.
Right.
And like you guys made, like I look at my father who's extremely successful. I'm like, how'd you get this successful without the internet?
Yeah.
Like almost all the success that I've had, you know, of course I'll give the praise to my father and my mother and what they've taught me.
Yeah.
But like a lot of what I've learned and has helped me succeed in life is stuff that I've gotten from the internet,
right.
you know?
I feel like for them, they learned in a time to be real.
Okay.
You know, I feel like the internet teaches some people to be like one way on the internet, one way in real life. But your dad is going to be real the whole way. You know what I mean?
I couldn't agree more.
And then it also teaches them they have to build real confidence.
Right.
Where some people have these like trigger fingers on the computer. But then when you see me in real life, I'm like, where's that energy, bro?
Right.
So these people have that. They know how to actually love.
Right.
You know, they're not like looking for like the next hoe down the street. Like,
Right.
this is my wife, and I'm gonna make kids, and I'm gonna fucking do the thing.
100%.
So I think everything is more real with them.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree completely. It's funny you say that because like if you go, which I'll tell you what, before I even tell this story, in my life I've had some high highs and some low lows.
Sure.
And at one of my low lows, like I was extremely out of shape, extremely unhealthy, drinking a lot of alcohol. And like I looked terrible. I was just a terrible person, but I was like, but I do have these pictures from a few years ago and they're on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So at least on Instagram I look good. And like that was cool with me.
Yeah.
That was cool. I was like, you know, I'll meet people on Instagram. I'll meet girls on Instagram. So like that's how I thought. Whereas like, you know, that didn't exist before the internet. You had to be at your 100% all the time because that was your only presentation.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like a lot of these people on social media, They got a fake life on social media. You know, it ain't real. And when you get to their real life, it's not the same that they're presenting on social media.
Hell no, not even close.
Right.
Most of what you see on social media is super fake.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like,
100%.
you cannot compare yourself to anybody that you see on social media because you know they're just also sitting on the couch too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like doing nothing.
Right.
Like
right,
like they had like one snippet of like maybe on a yacht that they paid rent for.
Right.
Like, you know, I was like, you got on there for 15 minutes and now you're back at home on the couch.
For sure. And speaking on that topic, I remember like I want to say like 2018. I was constantly thinking all the time like, what can I post on social media? What can I post today? What can I wear for a picture? What can, you know, and I had that constant stress of what should I post and what should the caption be? And then I was like, you know what? I need to get rid of that. And I deleted every bit of social media that I had. I deleted Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it was, I deleted it all. Probably from like 2018 to 2022, I had zero social media. And
how did you feel at that time?
Incredible. Incredible. Amazing. Seriously, like what that did for my self-growth was huge.
I believe it.
And just about a month ago, from something I heard in the mosque, I deleted all my social media again. And I'm not saying that like I'll give it up forever, you know, because I think that there's some good things that you can get from social media, and I'll utilize it at some point. But for about the past like month, I've deleted social media again. And I almost feel like I'm rediscovering myself again. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think what it is you get actually so much of your life back.
Right.
Like, you're not on the phone scrolling through Instagram. Even like when you're taking a shit, you're actually taking a shit for less time now. Now you're back out in life again.
100%.
You know what I
100%.
mean?
You're completely accurate.
Yeah, you're not like looking at your phone. You're communicating, looking people in the eyeballs.
Right.
So I totally get that. I mean, I want to delete social media, but our business is here.
You need it.
Yeah.
You need it.
Yeah,
for
like,
sure.
I have to use Instagram, but Twitter was getting bad for me.
Yeah.
Like, I would wake up like mindlessly just open Twitter.
Right.
Every time I like open my phone, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go like look at, I don't know, like my bank statement real quick, and I'd open Twitter. I'm like, this is not why I opened my phone for.
Ain't that crazy?
Bro, it was crazy. It literally took over my mind. I didn't even know it until eventually I like finally came to it. I was like, I need to get rid of this, so I deleted Twitter.
Right.
I haven't been on Twitter for at least a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And I do feel way better. Like,
For sure.
I'm not taking in all of that stupid ass information that's all bullshit.
Right.
I'm like most bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, but Twitter's like that's too much for me.
No, I agree.
Another thing that I'd like to call out about social media that I've fallen into this trap, you know, many times. And I don't want to put shame on these people because these people that I'm about to talk about have value to offer.
Of course.
And they've offered, you know, I've taken value from these people and learned a lot from them. But what I've noticed is a lot of these people on social media, they sell you a lifestyle. They sell you, oh, I got these cars, I got these girls, this is the life I'm living, this is how I'm built. And then they sell you a course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to live like
Fucking-
me? You want to be
Yeah.
like me? Buy my course
Yeah.
and I'll teach you how to do it.
Right.
Which I've bought some of the courses and I've learned a lot from the courses. If I didn't buy one of those courses, I might have never started the window cleaning company, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
That being said, a lot of those courses, it's like they're not even really living the life to the extent that they're saying they live it to. They're only showing you what you want to see so you will buy their course.
Right.
You know?
Wait, so what did you learn from that course that inspired you to start the window washing company?
Yes. So I took a course, The Real World. And listen, before I say anything negative, I'll praise it 100%. The things that I learned in The Real World, amazing. Extremely valuable. You know, I actually started a drop shipping company at one point from what I learned from it. I started the window cleaning. So basically there was a course in there. There's a lot of courses in there. There's e-commerce course, crypto course, stocks course. There's a bunch of them. But then there's one course where I learned the most from, and it was just called Business Mastery.
Okay.
And it just taught you how to start a business. And I think I would get in trouble if I exposed the stuff that they say
you
in
don't have to
there,
say that,
because you're not allowed to.
Sure.
You know, you
Yeah, that's
sign
fine.
something when you join that
Okay.
says you won't talk about what's in there. But that being said, what I've learned in there has been extremely valuable. But that being said, will it get me to? I don't know. I feel like what I learn in the real world, like the actual real world, not the program, the real world, will teach you just as much.
Yeah.
You know? 100%.
Yeah, I feel like all those courses those people sell, there is quality information in them, but it's also attached with a lot of hoopla and a lot of like bells and whistles.
100%.
And I mean, I think a lot of it just comes from you got like college is one thing, but like real world experience teaches you a lot of normal shit.
For sure.
So I think you have to learn by trial and error. Fucking, you do something wrong 100 times, and you're like, oh, this is how it should have been done the last 95 times.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
I agree.
I'm someone that has to learn the hard way personally.
Right.
Someone can be like, hey, Bhav, this is how you need to live life, and you'll have. But I'll be like, no, dude. No, that's not actually what I have to do.
Right. I'll tell you what, bro. I don't think it's just you. I think the good majority of people have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And I always live by a quote, you can learn one of two ways. You can learn the hard way or you can learn the harder way.
Yeah.
You know? So learn the hard way.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like accept it, you know, and learn from the hard way. Like I heard this thing of like, you know, that guy who drives the sports car, he almost crashes it 100 times, but he doesn't learn to stop driving the way that he's driving until he actually crashes the car.
Right.
And that being said, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm that guy. I mean, I have a motorcycle. Sometimes I'm like, hey, bro, we shouldn't be weaving out of here.
Right.
And some days you're like, hey, fuck traffic.
Right. Nice. What kind of motorcycle you got?
I have a 2017 Honda Shadow. It's
Okay.
like a cruiser. It's almost like the Harley Davidson Iron 883, but
Okay.
you know, I'm Indian, I'm Asian. I gotta go Japanese, baby.
For sure.
And the Shadow seat is more ergonomically friendly for your ass compared to the Harley seat.
Okay.
I have friends that have that bike, and I'm like, bro, you must hate your life.
Right.
And they're like, no, but you see how it sounds? You see how it sounds? I'm like, yeah, I got you, brother.
Right, but how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm
how does your butt feel? Not good.
I'm like, any bike, you can take the pipes off, put on another
For
set
sure.
of pipes, and
For
make it
sure.
rip. But
Right.
your ass.
How long have you had the bike for?
So I had it since 2017. So what is that, like 5 years now?
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
It's,
7 years.
really?
2017?
Yes.
Yeah, 7 years.
Wow, we're already in 2024.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
crazy, right?
Halfway through. too.
Crazy.
Shit,
Fucking
dude, time's
crazy.
flying.
Time flies.
Sal,
Time
do you like
flies.
bikes?
I do like bikes. Would I ever buy one? Probably not.
Mm.
You know? Would I like to buy one? Yes. Am I scared and not buying it out of fear? Yes.
Yeah.
You know? So that's basically it. You know, I always say, like, if I got a bike, I would drive it slow. I wouldn't drive crazy.
Right.
But then you always have to worry about the other people.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, what having a bike teaches you is how to be a really defensive driver, because both of your feet and both of your hands are on some type of control.
Okay.
So there's not really opportunity to be there sitting, texting, and driving. So
Okay.
when you're passing a car, you're actually observing what this motherfucker's doing.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm like trying to look cool all the time. So I'm like looking in the window like, oh, you see me? Oh, you're on your phone? What's up, girl? So if they're on their phone, I'm going to the next car. You know?
Right.
Oh, you a dude? Look at these arms. So I find it like the only place it's really dangerous to ride a bike is in the city.
Okay.
Because everyone's just changing lanes and not fucking looking, and you gotta
Right.
fucking rev that engine so they can hear you. And if they're
Right.
listening to Kanye, they're not gonna hear you.
For sure.
But like somewhere out here, out in like this country, New Jersey area, I think
Right.
you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is actually what motorcycle riders prefer to ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something that's open,
Right, I
not too many
gotcha.
traffic lights,
Right.
floor it. You know what I
So
mean?
you're usually driving in the city, though, right?
I keep the thing parked at my parents' house in the winter.
Okay.
But in the summertime, I bring it to the city. But like my loop actually is like when I take it out for a ride, I go to like the South Philly around like the sports complex and the shipyard.
Okay.
Because the roads are more open down there. You know
Okay.
what I mean? But I don't try to take it to the burbs because then I got to get on the Blue Route and all that, and then I don't go into North Philly and all that jazz.
Right,
So
right, for sure.
I just hang around South Philly where I know like the roads are like open. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah. I call it throttle therapy. I'm not gonna.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to pay someone to tell me, "Oh, Bhav, you're stupid." I can just listen to my engine tell me that.
Right. That's awesome.
Have you
That's
hit like
awesome.
a pothole on your bike?
Yeah. So, yeah, dude, I hit a pothole very first time I took it out on the highway. I was like going like I wanted to see how fast I could rip it.
Okay.
So I'm like getting up to like 95 miles an hour, and I'm light, so you start to realize, oh, if I push it to 100, I actually might fly off the bike.
Oh wow, I didn't even think about that.
At that moment, I was like, I hit a pothole, and I came off the seat. Like,
Ooh.
I must have been like this far off the bike, and I thought,
Wow.
I was like,
My
this
God.
is the end.
Yeah,
then
I
butt
would think
cheeks
that
clenched.
too.
Yeah.
Butt cheeks clenched.
And then I landed back in the saddle, and I hit another pothole. It was almost like that double jump on a trampoline where you shoot a little higher.
Right.
So I was like, oh no, this is the end. And then I landed in there, and I slowed down a little bit, and I was like, all right,
Right.
this is good.
Any other close calls?
No, that was it. Because
Okay.
I'm like a really good defensive driver. I'm like watching everybody.
Nice.
I also don't wear a helmet, so I'm like really watching everybody.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Nice,
So,
nice.
But that was me and 4 of my boys were on the highway, and like egos were going. You know what I mean? And they
I
all
got you.
drive little crotch rockets. So
Okay.
it's like I was like, wait for me.
Right. Difficult to catch up. They're fast, real fast.
But yeah, that was my scariest. And then ever since then, I was like, all right, bro, like
Right.
tone it down. You
Right,
know?
right.
It's not worth it.
It's not
definitely
worth it. And
it.
also for me, like one thing is to die, but the other thing is to become like crippled.
Right.
And now your family has to take care of you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now that's like the most that honestly, if that ever happened, I would have to kill myself. You know what I mean?
Right. Bro, I get it. Yeah, that's bad. That's
Yeah.
bad for sure. I actually had a friend who just had a motorcycle accident.
Oh.
Scary. Not to bring
No,
that
no,
on
of
you.
course, of course.
You got
Yeah.
a motorcycle. I don't want to bring that on
No,
you.
my mom tells me about videos she watches on YouTube. She literally will prep for the season.
Right.
She sent me links. Look at this guy dying. Look at this guy dying. What the hell are you doing, mom?
Damn.
Yeah, your parents are probably nervous.
Yeah, they are.
Right,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, my mom always told me, like, if I got a bike, she's like, I'd sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 100%, I'd sell it while you're not home.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I just give it away, she'd say. Like, I just give it to somebody.
Just whoever just comes, just take it.
Just take it.
Yeah.
Right.
I had like an uncle growing up, or like a cousin who had bikes, so I always kind of wanted one.
Mm-hmm.
But then I did grow up, I was like, nah, like I don't want that. Like to me, it doesn't seem worth it, especially
Right.
like I'm scared on a little tyke, so like I'm not getting on an actual motorcycle and like
Right,
revving
right.
that shit.
Oh yeah, when in my youth, I was like really big on bicycles and riding them down like really steep hills. And shit.
Right. Yeah, I was right there with you.
Yeah, so I kind of enjoy this, but I also know the dangers of it. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like too old now to die in a car accident or a motorcycle accident because my parents have worked too hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the last thing they want is fucking their youngest going out on something
For
stupid
sure.
like this before they die.
Yeah.
So
How many siblings do you have?
I have an older sister, so she's
Okay.
7 years older than me, and
Okay.
then just me.
Okay.
How about
Nice.
you? What are you into?
I got one sister. That's it. She's younger. She's 17 now.
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
17, I think. Yeah, so we both have sisters. Sisters
Yeah.
are...
I think sisters are the best.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
maybe older sisters. Younger
I think-
sisters are
yeah,
rough.
I think older sisters are nice because I have cousins that have older brothers. So like all the older siblings in my family are all like young 80s, right?
Right.
And then like anyone who has an older brother, I used to do a joke about this too. It's like older brothers teach you how to think with your fist and your dick.
Right.
Older sister is trying to teach you to think with your brain and your heart.
Okay.
And then it's your decision as a man, like, nah, I'm gonna use my dick.
Right.
Or I'm gonna use, but you have 4 weapons there, whereas
Right.
like brother to brother, you only have 2 weapons.
Right.
But younger sister is a little challenging. I feel
Right.
like.
So I'll tell you what. I'll pay praise to my sister.
yeah.
My sister was awesome. Like, dude, when I was young, like real young, I was probably like, I don't know, 11 or 12, and she's, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She's probably like 5.
Yeah.
And she walks out at like 2 in the morning, and I'm smoking a blunt. And she's like, first thing she says is like, don't worry, I won't tell mom and dad. Yeah. So she was cool. She was real cool. And then as she gets older and she becomes a teen, that's when it gets stressful. When we were young, we were best friends.
Yeah.
So like, I'll give all the praises to her. She was awesome sister. Still is an awesome sister. But the stress of having a younger sister become a teenager, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to kill somebody at some point.
Yeah.
That's the stress of it for sure. But she herself, she's awesome.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, her having an older brother, I taught her how to use fists, you know?
Yeah.
We fought a lot. And she's tough. She's real tough. Like, she's giving me some fat lips, some black eyes. Yeah, she's real tough. She did jujitsu, too, for like, we both did jujitsu for years.
Yeah.
And she was tough. Like, when dudes had to go up against her, they'd be like, oh, man. Like, she was tough, bro. Real tough.
Also, it helps like her having an older brother.
Right.
Sometimes like maybe like douchebags in the streets will be like, oh, I gotta deal with Sal if I wrong this girl.
For sure.
But like if someone wrongs my sister, they're like, "What? That little baby bitch Bhav?"
Right. Did you ever have to rough somebody up for your sister?
Nah, not like. But when she had a real, her first real boyfriend after
Okay.
I've like became like an adult, I was like, "Hey, brother, I mean, I'll throw hands for this." I mean,
Right,
I've
right.
always been willing to throw hands
For
like,
sure.
But like, I know when I'm little, I'm gonna lose. But now it's like, hey, you better watch. You know?
Right.
He
But
pointed
you never
right at
had
me
to.
when I was little.
No, that's just no, Lil Jough, I didn't do that.
You saw it. You saw it.
Thanks, all. God damn it.
That being said, when my sister was growing up, Joe will tell you I had quite the reputation growing up.
Yeah.
So when the dudes that she was like hanging out with heard about me, they'd be like, "Oh man,
Yeah.
don't play with her. You know her older brother. He's a little crazy."
And that's good because, you know, like, you shouldn't really be fucking around with girls' hearts like that.
Right, for
you
sure.
need a brother there to be like,
Right,
hey,
right.
fuck her.
Right. I
Treat her
agree.
right.
I agree. Yeah. Thankfully, all the girls that I was with growing up didn't have older brothers,
right.
or I would have got roughed up because I was not a nice guy growing up. I was very mean to my girlfriends. Not proud of it.
Yeah.
Not proud of it, but I was for sure.
Hey,
for
he's
sure.
a grown man. We
I'm
all
a grown
learn
man
from
now.
mistakes.
Yeah. Right. For sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Yo, before we, because it's 11:42, we've ran it. Should we get one of those cookies? Oh. Wow, that was amazing.
See that? No mic though. No mic though. We didn't get the mic.
That's fire.
The mic. That's awesome.
Sal, that
I'm
was
drenched.
amazing.
I'm drenched.
Yeah,
We
let's
were cooking in here.
Not
He got
too
a little
bad.
too hot. You know what I'm saying?
Then
Yeah.
let's just call it on that because I don't want you to sit here all wet this whole time. We'll eat the cookie post. All right, just give me this one question then. What do you like to do on your leisure time when you're not working so hard and you're not fucking running this business and you're at 12 other businesses and working out and praying to Mecca? What do you like to do?
Right. I like to read.
Okay.
I enjoy reading, research. I don't have much leisure time.
Yeah.
In my leisure time, I'm praying and going to the mosque. So, leisure time. What am I doing? I like being outside. You know,
Okay.
if it's summertime, I'm at the beach for
Hell
sure.
yeah. Big beach boy. Love that.
For sure.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
on the beach till the sun comes up, till the sun goes down.
You're
you know?
Italian, GTL. You
Yes,
like that
sir.
shit?
Yes,
Gym
sir.
tan
You know it,
laundry.
cuz.
Hey,
You know
baby.
it. By the way, I'm not too wet, so if you got any more questions to
Oh, okay.
ask, you're good. You're good.
I mean, if we want to eat that cookie, we can do that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you want me to grab a cookie?
Yeah, let's
All right,
do
cool,
that.
cool. Here, you want to hold that?
Yeah, for sure. Wow, that guy really I made him wet, didn't I?
Dude. Hell yeah, bro.
Lil Joe, how do you think I'm doing today on this podcast?
We're flowing, bro.
Oh,
We're
I
cooking.
love that.
We got so hot, he had to cool himself down, bro. He had to cool down, bro.
I love this.
Indulge my
Dude,
bro.
you're gonna love these cookies, bro.
I mean, okay, so let me tell you a cookie story here. My sister used to live in New York, right? And she would go to this. Are these just chocolate chip?
Yep.
Okay, cool, because I'm allergic to tree nuts.
Okay.
She would go to this fucking cookie place every day, and they sold these beautiful cookies. And she knows, like, I'm the cookie monster. You know, I love sweets. There was this one type of chocolate at Dairy Queen called Cocoa Fudge.
Right.
And
Ooh.
I would just fucking eat gulps of that. And she'd be like, Cocoa Fudge. And like, that was like the sound, you know what
That's
I mean?
awesome.
So she brought these cookies all the way back from New York for like me and my dad to try. And I just, in the morning, she was like, try this, Bhav. So I tried, and I'm just like, I say, it's all right. And she's like, pissed. She's like, all right, I brought this in a train.
I had to smuggle this all the way here.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
that's your
awesome.
fault.
So are these baked here?
So I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front.
Okay.
We get the dough. We don't make the dough,
That's fine.
but we bake them here. You know, and they're slamming.
Dude, every time I come here, I tell them, I can't leave here without having those cookies.
For sure.
Every single time.
As someone who has 2 slices of pizza here today and a cookie, all the food is fire. All the fucking food is fire.
Bow! You heard it here.
Nom dog, these are better than the cookies you brought from New York. All right, do you think we should wrap this up? It's 11:45. All of us got work tomorrow. So, Sal, thank you for
My
bringing
brother.
us, dude.
Yo.
This was so much fun.
Much love,
Lil
brother.
Joe,
Much love.
thank you for coming
Thank
through
you for having me again, man.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
And I'll put all your socials and everything underneath
Cool.
you. Let's just all say bye to the camera. Deuces.
Peace. See you.
Yep. Bow.
Nice.
There we go.